So good afternoon, and thank you everybody for having me here today, and mainly thank you for surviving to this long day. It is the last presentation of the day, is never easy, and especially after this sexy video, starting to bring the foot back in the ground and talking about financial data, about how we manage management reporting, so it's never easy. So the goal of my speech today is to talk about how we want to bring this digital innovation, about how we want to bring all this new technology back into the Office of Finance. And I also want to talk a little bit about the evolution of finance. So the technology has changed the way on how we interact in our private life, on how we interact for business. Think about the instant messaging. Think about the use of mobile devices where we can get email, everything. So it's dramatically changing the way on how we work. And then we want to talk about how all this evolution is supporting the Office of Finance in doing a better job and improving the performance of the business. So first of all, what we see staying on the market every day, we focus in selling 100% of our business is a selling solution to the Office of Finance. So that's why the CFO cannot disappear, because if the CFO disappears, we disappear as well. So it is important that you have a long life and you continue to buy solution for your business. And so the Office of Finance is having a lot of pressure coming from some things that are shown in this PowerPoint. So first of all, I was reading a few days ago a survey run from a new ERP vendor on the cloud that was saying that still one of the biggest issues of the CFO is increasing productivity, which in the Office of Finance means streamlining the processes. And as the second point said, speeding up processes, having short-term processes for closing data, preparing your budgeting, and be ready to present the data to your investor, to your board, to the management team. So we have a lot of customers that works in the regulatory industry, and we see an increasing pressure coming from regulators. Increasing pressure that requires to present data with a higher frequency, and more granular data, as well with a lot of more information that are requested. We see also an increasing pressure coming from companies that are becoming more and more globalized, which means that you need to comply with multiple accounting standards, which means you need to comply with global and local reporting standards. And the last thing is that new market trends, new technology, new market demands are requiring to the CFO, to the Office of Finance, to support the line of business manager to understand how we can launch a new product to the market, how we can identify the most profitable product in an organization, what are the most profitable channels, and support the line of business in increasing the profitability of the company. So what does it mean for the Office of Finance? We see that all this pressure is mainly coming from two forces. The first force is an increasing regulation and reporting needs. So we see a lot of new regulations, some of them as just gone live. Some of the others are coming, like the new IFRS 4, 9, and 15. So that means for company being ready to analyze a bigger amount of data, a huge volume of data. Somebody before talked about big data. And this is something like introducing big data into the Office of Finance, because you need to have more granularity, you need to respond to more and more regulations and to analyze a set of information that is growing exponentially. The second force we see for the Office of Finance, and this is something that also Sergio introduced in his speech, is that the CFO is becoming more and more a strategic support for the board of directors. I just want to tell my personal story. When I was appointed co-CEO of Tagetik 1.5 years ago, I was coming from driving the business operation, sales and marketing of Tagetik. And for me, it was a completely change of role. And it's strange for me that now I spend a lot of time with our CFO, which is supporting me in understanding the business. We just acquired a new company. We did a lot of simulation. We analyzed together the impact of the acquisition, and we are now working together on the new budgeting process. So it is extremely important that the CFO take the role of supporting the CEO of the board of directors with more and more business, to make more and more business decisions. So these are two forces that on which the Office of Finance should face with. And as a response, I think that the goal you have is that you need to streamline your processes, making them more automated, making them less manual. That also means reducing the risk of presenting wrong data to the board of directors and to the investor and to the external community. You need also to have a broader strategic vision of the business. As we said before, supporting the line of business in making more informed decisions, understanding the path of profitability, where the profit of your organization comes from, and also to link financial information with more operational information. So that's an extremely important role for the CFO to expand the influence of his office beyond the traditional financial data and understand what are the drivers that really impact your bottom line. And last point, which is extremely important, you need also to support the company to reduce the cost, the running cost inside of the organization. So that's mean to having more money to spend for in new investment rather than to run maybe old processes that needs to be changed into your organization. So that means having a finance-focused organization. And what is the benefit, according to us, for a CFO to have this finance-focused organization? So first of all is to gain accountability, is to gain more confidence in your financial data so that you can share the information within your team, you can share information with the external regulators, with your investor, with more confidence. The second point is that you can spend more time together with the board of directors in analyzing information, providing strategic analysis scenario, working more on operational processes like operational planning, which is extremely important for organization to expand from traditional financial plan to more operational plan where you can include the drivers of your business. And the last point is that you can have the information you need to communicate promptly and to shorten the time on which you communicate to the external community, which is something that we really heard as a big pain for the CFO we talk with. They really want to reduce the time in which they present their information. They want to have a broader set of information to present to the financial community. So that's the benefit that a finance-focused organization can bring back if you focus in improving your financial processes with technology. So from our side, we see that to drive these changes, we think that company needs to run what we call a financial performance platform, which means it's a platform where all the different actors of a finance organization can work together, linking together different processes and linking together the financial data to the operational data. So it's a platform where the financial operational planning and analysis managers can do their planning, that can expand from the traditional financial plan to operational plan. They can do scenario modeling. They can link with the monthly close process, with accounting and financial close managers that are responsible to shorten management cycle, to shorten the closing cycle, and to present data to the internal committee as well to the investors. You can support the regulatory and disclosure reporting department, which is an important part of the organization that need to put together different data coming from the organization. But if you work on a common platform, you can have all this data in one single database without the need to spending time in reconciling this kind of information. You can have the financial risk department with the treasury doing all the analysis for cash flow analysis, understanding what cash you need to support the operation, and doing cash flow planning and all of that kind of information. And finally, you can have the CFO interconnected to all this information, doing dashboarding, analyzing the driver of the business, and spending time together with the line of business, supporting them into their business. So this is the type of platform we think that can bring the CFO to the next evolution of business intelligence solution for the Office of Finance. A platform which is unified, a platform where you can link financial information with operational data, and you can streamline your financial processes going from the planning, budgeting, forecasting, financial close up to the final presentation of your information to the external community, including all kinds of disclosure reporting you need to do for regulators and external committee. So that means also increasing efficiency into the department, decreasing the running cost, and the reducing risk of presenting the wrong data. So this is the idea of the solution, but also we want to see how new technology can impact the Office of Finance, and how this kind of platform should incorporate the new technology to deliver better information and better processes in the Office of Finance. So first of all, Gartner defined the nexus of forces as four kind of new technologies that are extremely important and are a trend in the technology environments. That are collaboration, mobility, cloud, and in-memory. And this is the percentage of companies that are willing to adopt this technology in the increase of the percentage compared to last year, accordingly to Gartner. So let's jump in each of these very quickly. So cloud adoption. Cloud adoption is extremely growing, and according to a Tagetik research survey, they said that 50% of the company will run planning processes over the cloud by 2016, which is an incredible higher number of companies which are willing to work on cloud solution by 2016. And also, they say that only 27% of the organization will have financial processes on-premise application by 2018. So that means that 73% of the organization will run at least one process, one financial application on the cloud by 2018. And what are the benefits of cloud for finance organizations? So first of all, you can get rid of the headache of upgrading your financial system. Most of the company run on very old releases, so you can be updated every time. You can have one single interface, which is your cloud provider, and you can select for each process you need a cloud flexible solution to support your process, which is extremely important. The second trend we see is the adoption of new in-memory technology. In-memory computing is something that will change the way on how financial organizations will prepare their financial data. We will go through a world of real-time analytics, real-time financial analytics, real-time reconciliation, and mostly we also will see the ability of finance organization to analyze more and more data going to a more granular set of information. The third point is mobility. You see that delivering information on mobile devices is a top priority for organization. So now we see a huge adoption of mobile devices for executives that are analyzing their information where they are out of the office. But we see also coming a new kind of application where you can work on finance processes. So it's not just analyzing information, but really be part of collaborative processes when you are outside of your business, outside of your office, which means, an example, taking part to operational planning processes as well. And the last point is collaboration. I already mentioned it. Having collaborative software that brings together multiple parts of the organization together with the Office of Finance, being able to capture more KPI, more business-oriented KPI is a must for finance organization. So let me give you very shortly 3 examples of companies that are doing part of that. One of them is Generali, which is one of our customers. We talked about regulation, and Generali wanted to fix some new regulatory reporting processes, and that's why they adopted a solution like that to fix that problem, and they added real-time analytics on top of their financial information. The second example is a company who is running planning and consolidation over the cloud. It's a very well-known brand, which is Spotify. They made the cloud as the pillar of their business, and of course, when they wanted to select a solution for cloud, is something that for planning and consolidation, they went over the cloud. And the third point is collaboration. And it's a clear example on how processes in the Office of Finance are getting more and more collaborative. This is an example of a company out of Denmark, and they are running operational planning with over 2,000 users that are working all together in their planning processes. So that's pretty much all, and thank you very much.